What is going on, guys? So today we are going to review this Imorden stabilizer. Alright, let's talk about packaging. It comes in this bag. It's an Imorden bag. The logo is over here. Imorden is well known for their cheap camera equipment, and that is why I bought the Imorden S-40c on Amazon. The price is around $44 US, and I bought it. Here it is. The zip is actually quite okay zip. It's not the highest quality I've seen so far. So let's see what's inside the bag. It comes with the stabilizer over here, and it comes with this microfiber cloth, and it has its own name over here, Imorden More Fun, More Pro. This can be used to wipe your lens. You will get this extra piece for the bar and also the tool to remove it. And yeah, that is what is inside the bag. This is a stabilizer. First thing first, let's talk about the build quality. It's an all-metal build, and there's a carbon fiber rod in the middle. At the top, you'll find this quick release plate with the brand name Imorden. This quick release plate has numbers on it, and also the knobs over here are all metal, which I like, and I don't see it breaking anytime soon. And below it, you can find the carbon fiber bar, but I don't think so it is a real carbon fiber though. I think it's just painted on there. After that, you will find this handle. I like the handle because it fits nicely in my hand. So just hold it like that. And below it, you'll find this knob over here. If you release it, you'll find it that the bar moves. Then all the way below of the Steadicam, you will find the counterweight. So below the counterweight, you will find these 4 little rubber tips. It's actually to put on the ground. I suggest you guys not to put on the ground because it's not a big surface area over here. If there's wind, you can just knock it off the ground. Got one complaint. When it arrived in the mail, this part over here was loose, so I had to use the tool that is provided over here to tighten this up. Second thing, after you buy a Steadicam, you will need to know how to balance it. So, I'm going to teach you guys how to balance this Steadicam. The counterweights over here must be about the same as your camera's weight. Then after that, you must do a drop test. I'm not talking about this drop test. I mean by putting the bar parallel to the ground and letting go of the counterweight. It should drop around 2 seconds. If it's not dropping around 2 seconds, you must adjust the bar over here. Whether it's high or low, it will depend on the camera weight. If you guys are using Steadicam, I suggest you guys to use a prime lens, not a zoom lens. But for me, the widest lens I have is 18mm, which is a zoom lens. A little bit of adjustment on your camera can just throw off the balance over here. After you do the drop test, you must put the base plate flat on the ground, leave the handle up, and you should see if it's balanced. If it's not balanced, you need to adjust these 2 knobs over here. So example, it is leaning too far back, you must move the plate to the front and vice versa, alright? After you stabilize it, you should do the test again. Once it is balanced, you are set to use it. But wait, there's a specific way to hold the Steadicam. You take your dominant hand, hold the handle and lift it up. Your dominant hand will carry all the weight. Your left hand should not carry any weight. What you're supposed to do is, your left hand, you just put under this ball bearing and just slightly touching it. Your camera must be pointing toward your subject, and this should just point wherever you want to go. So example, your subject is on the left, so you point it to the left and shoot your subject. Example, your subject is on the right, you turn it to the right and shoot your subject. It takes a little practice to get used to it, but after a few practice, you will be just as good as me. If you're shooting outside with the Steadicam and if there is wind, you can just knock the balance off this Steadicam. That is when the gimbal comes in place. When there's wind, gimbal will not be off balance because there is motors inside the gimbal to keep it stabilized. That is the advantage of the gimbal. This Steadicam is good because there is no battery needed. Whereas gimbal, there is battery and the battery can just run out and you can't have stable shot without a gimbal. That's one thing good about a Steadicam. I'm not saying gimbal is better than Steadicam. I'm just saying that they have their own advantages and disadvantages. I've been using this gimbal for a few months now, and I brought it to Japan. I was able to get some great shots. If you guys haven't seen my travel video on Japan, you guys can click up here. I'm going to show you guys a sample video of me using this Steadicam right here. So I find that recording down low to the ground shots on a Steadicam is actually very hard because the bar is very long and it's very hard for me to go down very low onto the ground. What I do is I flip my Steadicam upside down, then I hold it by the end of the Steadicam, I put my camera low to the ground and shoot the shot that I want. This video is about testing my new lavalier mic. It is called the Rode Smart Lav Plus. This video will come out next week, so stick around on my channel on the 30th of June and you might be the first one to watch this video. I was behind the camera holding the Steadicam, recording my friend walking at the side of the MBS, and at some point of the walk, I did not hold the Steadicam properly and it looks like I'm on a rocky boat. This footage show what I was talking about just now. A little bit of wind can knock the balance off the Steadicam. How to counter it is actually to shoot in a faster frame rate. In other words, slow motion. 60 frames per second is actually slow motion. If you have the privilege to shoot 120 frames per second, which is also known as true slow motion, shoot on 120 frames per second because you can get very slow motion. If you are using 16 frames per second, you must put it on the timeline and you must reduce the speed to 40% so that you can get that slow motion. Overall, I really like this gimbal. If you're a beginner like me and you do not have any effort to learn how to use a Steadicam, you can just buy a gimbal. Because gimbal, you can straight away use it out of the box, but with Steadicam, you have to practice a little bit. If you are willing to put in the effort, I suggest you guys to buy this Steadicam. If you guys want to buy this Steadicam, I'll put the link in the description box down below. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to. I will see you guys on my next video. Goodbye.